Hello, my cookies. Welcome to Russell Cooks. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I have a really easy one-pan, weeknight-friendly dish. Halibut, potatoes, and tomatoes. It's completely delicious. And the best part about this is it's a great technique and foundation for other things you want to do. Have fun with it. You want to use a different spice mixture? Go ahead. You want to incorporate some additional veg? You can do that. Sort of a back to basics because it's a pretty simple technique, very flavorful, hopefully kid friendly. We'll see tonight. And now that we know what we're doing, let's gather all of our ingredients. My supermarket had some amazing halibut, which I've cut into individual portions. Skin on, skin off, doesn't matter. This had skin on, I'm leaving it. It'll just help me transfer it to and from the dish. I'm not gonna eat it, we're not gonna crisp it up. Now, if you don't have halibut, you can do cod, red snapper, striped bass. These are all fantastic substitutes, but you want them all about the same size and about even thickness. Adjust your cooking time accordingly. You're also gonna need some Yukon gold potatoes here. You need a shallot. You need some garlic cloves. You got 4 of them. You need some ground ginger, paprika, some coriander, salt. I'm doing a little twist here. I'm gonna be doing some lime. Absolutely sub lemon if you want. I got some grape tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. Other tomatoes are fine here. I like grape over cherry. They're a little bit less sweet. I don't really like sweet foods when I'm making savory stuff. These are available all year round. So you can do this dish any time of year. You need some cilantro. You're also gonna need some olive oil. And last but not least, I have some bacon fat here. I love saving bacon fat. I render beef fat. I keep that in my fridge. I keep them all around. If you don't have it, that's fine. Just use olive oil. I just thought I'd spice up, kind of add a little bit of smoky meatiness to these potatoes. All right, last but not least, we're gonna need some chicken broth. Vegetable broth is fine here. I like the flavor of chicken broth. You only need a little bit just to keep everything moist, keep stuff from burning because it's like a 20 to 30 minute cook time. Let's get started. Let's get our spice mixture out of the way here because some of this spice mixture is going to go on the fish. Some of it's going to go on the potatoes. It's pretty much one spice mixture. So let's do a couple teaspoons of coriander here. Coriander has some lemony, limey notes. I love it with fish, amongst other dishes. Let's do 2 teaspoons there. Ginger, ground ginger. Gonna add a little bit of spice, nice gingeriness, but we're not gonna add a ton. Let's do about half a teaspoon. Paprika, I'd say about the same as coriander, maybe about 2 teaspoons here. And last but not least, kosher salt. Let's do 1.5 teaspoons here. I've also preheated my oven 400 degrees, middle or middle lower rack, depending on the size of your oven. If you do this in a 13x9 baking pan, you can probably do this in a toaster oven, which is amazing. Imagine cooking dinner for 5 in a toaster oven. All right, we got our spice mixture here. Gonna mix this together. I'm just gonna throw the potatoes, the tomatoes, some of these other things all together in a bowl. All right, let's start with these potatoes. No need to skin them. I'm gonna cut them into about 1/2-inch pieces here. You're gonna need maybe 12 ounces of potatoes. A 1/2 inch is kind of important. Everything needs to cook at the same rate, and you determine that by how big you cut it. Now with grape tomatoes and cherry tomatoes, there is a trick where you can put them in kind of like a lid. So you'll do something like take this lid and you arrange them and you put another lid and you do it this way. I find it takes just as much time as just doing them individually. Or if you feel comfortable, you can use your hand, but I'm just gonna rip through these, cut them lengthwise. And I got about a pint here. All right, I got a large shallot here. I'm just gonna slice it up nice and thin. So I say maybe 1/8 of an inch. All right, I'm just gonna slice these really thin, hair thin. Now we're gonna do a hefty amount of our spice mixture. Let's do 2.5 teaspoons here. You want a little extra salt. Let's get our bacon fat, nice hefty tablespoon. And I am gonna put a little bit of olive oil in just to help spread everything around. It's gonna be a tablespoon of olive oil. All right, let's really spread around that bacon grease. Again, do less potatoes, add chickpeas, add some chanterelles. All right, now I'm gonna get this over into my dish. Nice little even layer. Now onto our halibut. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil. We're gonna coat this. Let's do a tablespoon of olive oil, only because I'm out. Rub it all over. Just gonna season it up. All right, let's go over. We're just gonna nestle this on real nice, and make sure we don't get burning. I'm gonna add about a 1/4 cup chicken broth here. And we're done. Now it goes in the oven for 20 to 30 minutes. Middle rack, 400 degrees. I'm gonna cover it for 15 minutes and then uncover it. All right, while we're waiting, let's mise the last few things here. I'm gonna get some cilantro and some lime veggies here. All right, let's just mince up this cilantro. Got about a quarter cup here. Might need more. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. It's been about 25, 26 minutes. I'm gonna check the fish. It's probably done. I'm gonna take it out, put it on a plate, tent it with foil, check the potatoes if they need a little bit more time while the fish rests. Put the potatoes back in. Should be 5 to 10 minutes, depending. Now, some of you are like, that fish looks a little overcooked. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. You're not gonna be able to tell the difference when you eat it. It's gonna be juicy, delicious. Now remember, we had the skin on, so it'll stay together. All right, I'm gonna set it aside, tent it with some foil. Let's give this a stir. Let's see this potato. Oh yeah, it's just cooked. It's just cooked. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to roast this uncovered. See whether I can't get a little bit extra browning here. I'm going to stir this up. Look at that saucy goodness. I'm really excited for this. I'm going to add my cilantro, stir it around, get it on the plate. All right, let's get a nice piece of fish. Let's do a nice little squeeze of lime. A little olive oil, just a little fancy olive oil drizzle right here. All right, let's dig in. Let's start with this fish. I want to see what this spice blend did here. Look at this, flaky. Spice blend, so delicious. A little bit of ginger on the back end. That coriander just comes through. A little bit of paprika, nicely seasoned. I like it. Let's get some potatoes in here. That baconiness is there, but it's not everywhere. And then you get the spice blend, and that potato is perfect. It's perfectly cooked. It's toothsome. It's not even al dente. It's past al dente. It's holding its shape, which is exactly what you want, but it's so tender. I can mash this with my fork. Look at this. The cilantro just comes through. That lime really brightens things up. Fish is a teeny bit over. I probably should have pulled it a little earlier, tented it. This piece was also a little thin. If you had thicker fish, I think you'd be a little bit better off. Sub lemon if you want, but the lime's kicking. It slaps, as the young kids say. This is down good eating. So that was one pan spiced fish with potatoes and tomatoes. If you like what you saw, don't forget to check me out on YouTube. I'm on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope to see you next time. Take care.